The cold-hearted CEO and his blindly devoted lover trapped by his brother locked inside a penthouse with no escape. The first time Elias touched Jude, it wasn't love. It was possession. And the first time Jude said, "I love you," Elias didn't even look up from his laptop. They were fire and ice. But no one expected the blaze that would come when the third man entered Elias's brother. And once the penthouse door slammed shut, it wasn't just a twisted game anymore. It was survival. The wind howled outside the 87th floor of the Hartwell Tower. Inside, silence ruled except for the low hum of the city far below and the subtle clinking of a chain brushing against marble. Jude sat barefoot near the floor-to-ceiling window, eyes red-rimmed, wrists chafed, heart cracked. He wasn't crying, not anymore. His tears had dried up the moment the locks clicked into place 2 days ago. He tilted his head when he heard leather soles approach. Even blind, he always knew when Elias was near. "You haven't eaten?" Elias said, voice smooth, almost cold enough to shatter. "And you haven't looked me in the eye since your brother chained me up?" Jude whispered. "I am looking at you," Elias replied. A pause. "Then what do I look like to you now?" Elias didn't answer. He stood by the minibar, pouring 2 glasses of whiskey, as if they were still in control of their lives. As if nothing had gone terribly, irrevocably wrong. 3 nights ago, Elias's older brother, Maxim Hartwell, returned from Zurich. No one had seen him in years. And when he walked into Elias's penthouse uninvited and saw Jude, a low-born Omega from Jersey, who happened to be Elias's secret lover, he smiled. Then he locked the doors, took Elias's phone, and calmly declared, "You'll both stay here until Elias remembers what family means. Or until one of you breaks." Maxim hadn't returned since. In the beginning, Jude had loved Elias blindly, literally and figuratively. He was born with ocular degeneration and lost most of his sight by 17. Elias found him waiting tables in a downtown lounge and offered him a contract. "Stay with me. Don't ask questions. Don't fall in love," Elias had said. But Jude had broken all 3 rules. He asked questions. About Elias's mother. About why he never let anyone in. About the night Elias screamed in his sleep and refused to talk afterward. And worst of all, he fell in love. What Jude didn't know was that Elias was beta-born into an alpha family, something his father had considered shameful. And Maxim, a pure alpha, had taken the role of protector, enforcer, and now prison guard. "Your brother's insane," Jude said on the second day. "No," Elias said quietly. "He's worse. He's patient." The sun disappeared behind the skyline. Jude heard it before he saw it, a sliver of Elias cracking. "I should have never brought you here," Elias muttered under his breath, hands tight around a glass. "You didn't bring me here," Jude replied. "I begged you to let me in. You warned me. I didn't listen." Elias finally turned to him. He crouched down, voice shaking. "Do you regret it?" A beat passed. Jude smiled. "No, because even now I still love you." That was when Elias kissed him. Not like the powerful, silent CEO he always was, but like a man who was crumbling. And that was when Maxim returned. The third night in the penthouse was different. Elias had been silent all evening. He had barely touched Jude, except to clean his wrist wounds and wrap a blanket around him. Maxim entered with a bottle of wine and a sly smirk. "Still playing Romeo and Romeo, huh?" Jude didn't flinch. "What do you want?" Maxim leaned in, his voice almost seductive. "I want Elias to remember who he is. Not this lovesick coward who gave up the family fortune for a blind boy with a soft voice." "You think I'm weak," Elias said. "No," Maxim replied. "I know you are, and I plan to fix it." That night, Elias paced. Jude slept lightly. The tension was suffocating. Until the 4th day broke. Elias stood at the window, eyes bloodshot. "I'm going to end this," he said. "By doing what?" Jude asked, crawling closer, chains dragging behind. "By giving him what he wants." Jude paled. "No, Elias, no. He wants me to choose. Family or love. Power or weakness. So I'll choose both." With a grin set to his jaw, Elias opened the steel cabinet embedded in the wall. He entered a 12-digit code only he knew. Inside, Jude heard the metallic click of something dangerous. "You're not going to hurt him," Jude whispered. "No," Elias said. "But I'll make him see what I see. That loving you doesn't make me weak. It makes me human." That evening, when Maxim returned, the power in the penthouse went out. Jude didn't know what Elias had done. But suddenly, alarms blared, lights flickered, and a hidden door behind the wine cabinet opened. Jude's chains released with a hiss. "Go," Elias said, voice shaking. "I set a timer. You have 3 minutes." "What about you?" Elias leaned in and kissed him. "I'll meet you on the roof." Jude ran, blinded by tears, guided only by sound and memory. He didn't look back. When the helicopters came, only Jude was found. He screamed for Elias, even as medics pulled him from the rooftop. Even as the building locked down and authorities swarmed. He begged them to go back. But Elias didn't come. For 6 months, Jude stayed silent. The world moved on. The Hartwell Empire collapsed after Maxim was arrested for conspiracy, blackmail, and illegal detention. But no one ever found Elias. Until one rainy night in January. Jude sat at the old lounge where they'd met. The pianist played something haunting. And suddenly, someone sat across from him. A hand touched his. It was warm, calloused, familiar. "I kept the promise," Elias said softly. Jude didn't cry. He just reached forward and felt the outline of that cold, beautiful face. "You came back," Jude whispered. "No," Elias said. "You brought me back." Now they live quietly in Vermont, far from the glass towers. Elias writes under a pen name. Jude teaches music to children with visual impairments. Some nights they don't speak. They just sit, fingers intertwined. Because sometimes the most powerful escape isn't from a prison of steel or stone. It's from the lies we tell ourselves. And sometimes the most dangerous thing is love that refuses to die. Thank you for listening. If you find it interesting, please like and subscribe to follow the next stories.